is Rose sucks ass as a villain. Like, he does not work as a villain because what he did doesn't even make sense. I feel like they focus so much on the world building part of Sword and Shield, right? And the way the hero's journey and the fucking, station and Zamazenta and how they worked and how, realistically speaking, the original hero wasn't even a person. It was these two guys. And, like, the way Eternatus works and how it creates the Dynamax phenomenon and this shit, like there was so much cool shit with the world of Galar that I think they forgot. They forgot to give Rose a competent villain backstory. Like, we all knew he was the bad guy from the moment the games were introduced, right? Everybody and their mom was like, yeah, Rose is going to be the villain. Okay, this guy's the villain of the game. Everybody knew that. And like, I was just back here sitting like, couldn't you handle this better, okay? Like, you could have just made Eternatus the bad guy and, like, have Rose, like, find out about it. Like, you could have written this plot way better by having Rose not be the bad guy, but, like, be involved in the bad part of the game, like, I want to say villain, because Pokemon are never villains, okay? We can never say that, but, like, okay, here's how I would have done it. Okay, this is how I I personally would have handled the storyline of Sword and Shield when it comes to, like, the finale. Okay, Rose is building this future of Galar, right? All these companies that do so much shit for Galar are owned by Rose. Okay, and Oleana with his secretary is always keeping track of everything, right? Leon is the champion. Okay, Bede is related to Rose because Rose picked him as the trainer for the championship and all this other shit. And then Leon endorses you the trainer, and Hop. And, like, Leon is still cool with Rose, and Rose likes Leon, and all this stuff, right? All this build up is cool. I love the intertwined relationships between all these characters, okay? Have Rose find out about Eternatus, okay? He knows that Eternatus is the problem, but he's hiding it. He's hiding the fact that this beast is here, and it could cause a havoc, right? Because his whole goal is like, oh, Galar is gonna plummet into darkness in 3,000 years. I don't even fucking remember how long he said, but it was way in the future, right? That's where the problem lies. I think he should have known that Eternatus at this point is, like, building its energy, and it could burst at any second, okay? And he's trying to contain it. He is doing a lot of shit in the background, right? And there's some shady stuff happening that surrounds him as a person, right? And then Leon gets a little fishy and suspicious, like, what's going on? Rose is being a little fishy. Like, Rose ends up doing something that causes something else to go wrong, and the people start looking at him and, like, what is this? What's going on? So, like, we get that thing of, like, since since us as fans already expect him to be the bad guy, you could have made a twist there, okay? Where shit starts going awry and people are blaming Rose, right? So he's seen as the bad guy by, the actual in-game people, right? And then us as viewers are like, wow, this guy's fucked up, right? And then we find out that the Eternatus is the one that's causing all this mayhem and shit happening, and Rose is the one that was trying to keep it at bay, right? And then, like, it gets to a point where he's really trying his best and he's doing all shit, right, to try to, like, get back on, like, he's not, like, trying to get back on the graces of the people, but he's like, I need to do something here to make sure that this giant-ass monster doesn't come out and destroy Galar, okay? Even though it's supposed to happen way in the future, in his mind, the fact that there's so much Dynamaxing happening currently in the region because of the championship and Leon is doing all this other shit, right? And he's battling so much and he's doing a lot of Dynamax stuff. The Dynamax dungeons are appearing everywhere, right? And all this shit's happening. The Eternatus is constantly being fed with the particles, right? The Dynamax particles is constantly, like, being absorbed by Eternatus, and Rose can't contain it, and Eternatus bursts out, right? And then people find out Rose has been protecting the fucking region this whole time, right? And then has to come to you, the player, for help. And then, like, and then he's like, Leon, I'm sorry, like, I didn't want you to find out about this because I've been trying to contain this shit, right? And then Leon's like, I'm so sorry that I misjudged you. I thought you were doing all this stuff, right? And that just improves the story like tenfold, right? They should have just had that. Make Rose the plot twist good guy, right? And Eternatus is now here causing havoc, and then you as the protagonist have to go with Hob to find the sword and shield, which is Zacian and Samazenta, to defeat Eternatus, because you hear and learn about the story and all this other shit, right? And at some point you can even sprinkle in the story hints of what Eternatus is, but not really know what it is, right? So when the reveal happens at the end, you're like, what the fuck is this thing, right? And then Leon's like, he can't battle Eternatus, he's having problems, like, even though he's the champion, he's really trying really hard. And then you and Hob come in with the relic heroes, with Zacian and Zamazenta, and then like Sonya comes in with the rusted sword and the rusted shield and gives it to you, the trainer, and to Hob, and then you give it to the Pokemon, and then they transform, and then you fight this big ass boss battle with Eternatus, you and Hob, and all this other shit. Like, picture that, okay? This would have made these games way better, okay? I am over here on a tangent because I think this is the only problem with these games. Is Rose as a villain doesn't work because his motivation is dumb. Because the thing he's concerned about is years away, right? It's not even gonna be like his grandkid. Like, this is maybe 10 generations after him that they're gonna have to deal with this shit. You can, leave something for them, but there's no reason for you to rush something that's going to happen in 10,000 years or however long it was. I don't know exactly. I said 30,000 earlier, 1,000, something. I don't remember exactly how long it was. I'm just saying that the plot doesn't work for an issue that's nowhere near us. Okay? If they had gone with what I said, okay, I'm just saying that could have been a way better way to handle the plot of Sword and Shield and made Rose not be a bad guy. Okay, I don't think he was a bad guy. I just feel like he was the weak villain because his reasonings are flawed and a bunch of shit like that. So